Man, what is up, brother? How are you? We already got homies in the chat, man. Round of applause for the homie Pappy Loco. What is up, brother? What is up, man?
Listen, man, it's a blessed Sunday afternoon, my
brother. Well, first things first, man. Thank you for saying that it is a blessed Sunday afternoon, because this is going to be our new date and time. Sundays, 7 p.m. going forward, because that is what is going to be our live streams on Sundays right after the football games. Anyway, so we say, you know what? We're going to get you guys ready to get used to doing this on Sundays. I think it works better. We got the chat already bumping. You feel me? And then everybody's ready. Everybody's already ready to get rocking, man. So we know the homie Dom is in the building, man. You already know, man. You know how we do, man. Round of applause. Jamaican air horns. We have a lot to discuss, Rod.
Yes, sir.
So let's get right into it, man. We got, we lost Rod. Hey, it happens. I ain't gonna lie, Rod internet was been acting crazy all this whole time. So hopefully we didn't lose the homie like permanently, bruh. So until then, bruh. So we have a lot to discuss. First things first, recap the NBA playoffs. Then, we're gonna do some Dolphin talk. But the theme of this episode, man, we are trying to talk about some of the greatest quarterback rookie seasons of all time, sophomore seasons of all time, because this week we are debuting the tier. And hold on, man, we got Rod back, man. Rod, welcome back, man. Welcome. Oh yeah. It's gonna be. It might be a one man show, man. Your internet is fighting, and you losing the battle
today, man.
It's fighting the battle, and you are losing, brother. So the theme of this episode, man, we are talking all things rookie and sophomore season quarterbacks, man. That is going to be the tier. So we have 5 quarterbacks in this tier. We are going to let you guess who it is, but the theme of this tier is the Jedi Apprentice tier. The reason why we decided to call it the Jedi Apprentice tier is because we don't know where these guys are going to go. They're still young Jedi, still Padawans. They could either go to the light side and have a great career, or they could go to the dark side, man, and end up with the Sith, man. And rest in peace to the homie Rob, man. This is clearly gonna be a solo affair, man. So first things first, man. NBA playoffs. Let's just knock it out the way, bro. This is gonna be probably the least watched NBA finals of all time, bro. We got OKC and the Indiana Pacers, man. So anybody with any opinions, bro, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll say this though, all in all, great playoffs. It was super fun. It was actually enjoyable. You could tell that these dudes really wanted it. You could tell that these dudes was going for it, and I really enjoyed the playoffs. Like I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I haven't really been watching basketball for the past 2 seasons, but this playoff from start to finish was probably the most fun I've had with an NBA playoff and NBA product to begin with. I haven't watched the regular season in years. I even watched the regular season of this playoff, so this was pretty fun. And Rod, how was your playoff experience with the NBA this season, bro?
Well, you know what? I'll be honest with you, Herbie. I think the playoffs this year have been a pleasant surprise. They have not been afraid, the officiating, they haven't been afraid to let the guys play. We've had some pretty damn
Rob, boy.
What's up? The connection ain't working?
I mean, we gonna go through it, man. We gonna go through it, man. We gonna go through it, man. Hey, fuck that. Let's go Panthers, a true Broward County establishment. You already know. I have been locked in with playoff hockey. I've been locked in with my Florida Panthers. Unfortunately, we got to play the Edmonton Oilers, dog, and I was not happy about that. They look hungry, they look ready, and they look like they want to take what we took from them last season, bro, which is the Stanley Mother Effing Cup. But they got a dude named Connor McDavid, Rod. I'm going to tell you right now. Connor McDavid is like if you gave Steve Nash's passing ability and combined it with Kyrie Irving's ability to score, dog. That's who Connor McDavid is, bro. on like he's insane, and that's who they have, bro. And he looks
Sounds like it.
determined. He looks very determined, bro. But yeah, back to what you were saying, bro. Like your experience with NBA playoffs.
No, I mean, this has been a year of unpredictability, right? When you consider the fact that we watched Boston lose to the Knicks. Okay, Oklahoma City making the finals is not surprising, right? They
At
had
all.
really a historic season. They were 2 wins away from 70 wins. They were the best team all season long. SGA has had probably one of the best seasons we've seen from a single player in a long time. So they kind of just had to prove that they could actually get over the hump. Excuse me. As opposed to the Pacers,
As opposed to the Pacers, yes, Rod. Yeah, yeah, I feel you, dog. I feel you. I feel
can,
you.
can you see me?
I can see you. You back. You back. You back. You back. Go ahead.
My bad, y'all. Usually the internet be on point, but I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
today
yeah.
it
This is, hey, bro. It happens, dog. It happens. It
happened.
happens to the best of us, bro.
Yeah, but I'm the finals happy. I know Oklahoma City and Indiana are not the two most exciting markets. They're small market cities, but I think we're
Yeah, it's gonna be an uphill battle with Rod, man. So, up. You back, dog? You back? You back? You back?
I'm back. I'm back.
All right. So, how about this, bro? I was gonna say, we were gonna do a couple of things, but we don't know how strong the internet's gonna be. So let's blitz through it, bro. Transition, talking Dolphins, bro. What's up? What's up with your Dolphins, man? Why are they trying to trade one of the best players on the team, bro? Why are they trying to do the most Dolphin thing ever, bro? Like, what's up with them, bro? Like, so if you don't know, and if anybody who's a Dolphins fan, bro, the Dolphins are trying to trade Jonnu Smith because Jonnu Smith wants more money. This is after on the heels of them already trying to trade Jalen Ramsey, bro. So, yeah, there's you know how they call things girl math. Then yeah, we have our version in NFL, bro. Dolphins math, bro. If you're a good player, the Dolphins don't want you, bro. That's Dolphins math is a very funny thing, bro. So when you got the news of that, when Adam Schefter sent off that tweet, when Adam Schefter hit us with a Schefter bomb, bro, like what was going through your head as a resident Dolphin fan, sir?
Well, Herbie, look at it this way. We gave Tyreek Hill a raise. He wants out. We gave Jalen Ramsey a raise. He wants out. Oh, Jonnu Smith, who is probably what the 32nd most like he doesn't the guy who's a central part of the offense, dog. It's just typical Dolphins behavior. I think the mindset behind it, Herbie, is the fact that Jonnu Smith's role. Like, here's the thing: Jonnu Smith was an unpredicted part of the offense that ended up being good, right? Like, I don't think teams across the league and even the Dolphins themselves knew how effective he was going to be. So he had that element to him. There's playmakers around him, and I guess the Dolphins, as an organization, they probably feel.
Swamp Cast all day, man. Shout out to the Swamp Cast, man. You already
The
know J
targets that
Man,
he gets,
man.
they can go to other players. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, the Dolphins feel like his production is replaceable. But even then, Herbie, I mean, at the end of the day, like, the guy wants to raise. He's a good locker room presence. By all means, like, from what's being reported, pay him. Like, the Dolphins never want to pay somebody who's actually good for them. That's insanity. And
Yeah,
we keep doing
that's
the
pretty
same
ridiculous.
over and over again, bro.
So it's funny because I want to juxtapose this between two tight ends, right? So you got Jonnu Smith, who has produced, who's done what he's supposed to do, and he feels that he should be rightly paid what he's deserved. And then you got this dude in Atlanta who didn't go to OTAs by the name of Kyle Pitts, who thinks he's underpaid. And I want to be like, yo, who the hell do you think you are, Mr. Kyle Pitts? Like, he like do you not like I get it, bro. Professional athletes, there has to be some type of delusion. They can't believe that they are not him. But if I was Arthur Blank, bro, I would have told that dude, get the hell out of my office, man. Like, what are you talking about? How dare you? Like, how dare you have the audacity to think that you could go ahead and not show up the OTAs because you want more money as Kyle Pitts, bro. And then you got guys like Jonnu Smith. You got guys who are trying to produce. And the NFL is funny, man, because certain front offices just don't like they just don't learn, bro. Front office people are delusional. The football players are delusional, bro. It's just a league full of delulu people, dog. Like I don't understand, Mr. Rod, bro. Like this is pretty ridiculous, man. But I think you guys are gonna get it resolved. I don't foresee a future where you guys don't have Jonnu Smith, right? I get it. You guys have a lot of like you have tight ends, right? Like Jonnu Smith wasn't he fell into your lap, right? So I get why they might feel like he's expendable, but cooler heads have to prevail at some point. If they don't, then if they don't, the Dolphin math is like hilarious, like absolutely hilarious,
he
bro.
he had a really great season, and when you really think about what he brings to the team, like he is an excellent matchup. He's an excellent like matchup nightmare for defenses, right? Because who's guarding him? The linebackers and the safeties. So he's too big for the safeties and he's too quick for the linebackers. The Dolphins were like we didn't have that in the McDaniel era until he arrived. So even if they think that his targets can go elsewhere, I mean, I think his impact is kind of hard to deny too, Herbie. It really is.
Um, I want to. There's a video that I want to play because I was listening to a podcast the other day at work, right? And they mentioned something that they were talking about how the Dolphins never really replaced Teron Armstead, even though he retired in February, and he gave them ample time to figure out a plan, and they never executed, right? So this is from the Football 301 Football podcast, Yahoo Sports, and this is Nate Tice, who I love. Matt Harmon, he's really good. He does a lot of stuff with wide receivers. And then Charles McDonald, right? Charles McDonald, he's been all over the place. I've listened to him on several football podcasts. But the discussion about the Miami Dolphins offensive line came up, bro. And he said this, bro. You can hear it, right?
No, I can't hear it.
Damn. Chat, y'all can hear this or no?
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Damn, that sucks. All right, well, that just wasn't call it, bro. That just sucks. Yeah, whatever. Long story short, bro. Basically what they were saying is, or Charles was saying, the point that Charles was making. You guys could probably go find it out. I'll put the link in the chat myself if y'all want to have that discussion, right? So basically, he was saying, how the hell do the Dolphins not fix this offensive line, bro? When y'all had more than ample time to do so. Like, that doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, and what is your opinion on that, Rod?
Well, it kind of depends. Well, I'm wondering what he means by that. Well, here's the thing, Herbie.
Basically, what he's trying to say is that he doesn't, in his mind, y'all guys didn't do enough to address the offensive line. I know you guys are going to try to go with the homegrown talent, the Austin Jacksons, and the guys who that y'all picked up, but based off of his evaluation, you guys knew that you weren't going to have to run Armstead, and you didn't do enough to really address left tackle.
Well, that's spoken like someone who doesn't keep up with the team. And I appreciate his concern because obviously offensive line has been a problem for the Dolphins. But ultimately, Patrick Paul was drafted to be that replacement, Herbie. The replacement was already there. Now, how good he's going to be in that role is, to be to determine. But we have Patrick Paul. We added James Daniels, Jonas Savania. Like we did address the offensive line, Herbie. We just got to see how all these pieces fit together and how they play out. Patrick Paul, to his credit, had a kind of up what he's made of this year, but he's taking Teron Armstead's spot, and we'll see how he does. You know what I mean? Like that's all we can really do. We don't know. It's an unknown, but it has been addressed, so to speak.
Yeah, but we won't know until the season starts, right? So, okay, one more thing, two more things actually. I want your opinion on these two things. One, why Why is it already OTAs and your cornerbacks already getting dusted, according to the beat reporters, bro? Like, why they already getting dusted in OTAs, dog? They said Jalen Waddle took off and he was clearing the Dolphins cornerbacks, bro, in OTAs, man. Like, y'all ain't even really in pads like that for real, bro. So, how do you feel about another season with garbage cornerback play, bro, heading into 2025, Rod?
I mean, Herbie, it's typical Dolphins, man, right? Like we addressed the offensive line, but with the impending Ramsey trade, what do? We don't do anything for the cornerbacks. So I'm not shocked, Herbie. This is just the beginning, Herbie. The fact that we're hearing about this in OTAs, woo, the Dolphins gonna have to put up 35, 40 a game. That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like, bro.
All right. Second thing before we go ahead and move on to the actual crux of the episode, which is the quarterbacks discussion, right? So I know y'all can see that right there, man. I got Jonnu Smith trade and I got this right here. Tyreek throwing hands, bro. According to Tyreek Hill, man, he said he wanted to knock out your head coach, man, because he wasn't throwing him the ball enough, bro. He wasn't getting enough targets. Dog, Tyreek, fam, they tried. You was just getting locked up, fam. Like that's the reality of the situation, bro. Like, and this is the thing about wide receivers and what's his name? Malik Neighbors, he went on Carmelo Anthony's podcast and he made a great point, right? He made a great point. He said, yeah, well, basically I'm paraphrasing it. Malik said, yeah, we are divas. Yeah, we do get mad. Yeah, we want the ball. But this is the reason why I think he said it and it really made it click. He was like, bro, we are running all these routes. You think we were trying to run all these routes for nothing? I never gave thought to that, bro. These dudes do run a lot. If I'm running full speed down the line, I'm going to be mad as hell if I'm not getting the ball, right? Or not getting the ball at an adequate amount that I think I deserve or should be justified, bro. Because I'm out here running 9 routes, taking slants, potentially putting my body on the line. And I never really gave thought to that, bro. So I think that's the real reason why all these dudes be mad when they don't get the ball. And then you got the financial side, right? Like, if you're a wide receiver, you're not getting paid unless you are getting stats, right? Like you have to get the ball. You gotta do this and you gotta give the ball back to the ref because you scored to get paid. So I get it, bro, but come on, dog. Why are you telling us that? Take us out the group chat. That's really what I wanted to say, bro. Take us out the group chat. I don't need to know that you was out here about to knock your head coach across the head because you wasn't getting enough balls. And the part of the reason why you wasn't giving enough balls is because they adjusted and they know how to guard you now, dog. So it's on your coach, yes, to make that adjustment, bro. But I just wanted to get your opinion on that, Rod.
Well, on one hand, I can feel where he's coming from, Herbie, because obviously, when you're the best player, you want your coach to make a concerted effort to get you the ball. But like you said, Herbie, teams have wised up and they have adjusted to the way the Dolphins play, one. And two, Tyreek Hill last season just didn't have the pep to his step that he normally had, right?
At all. He wasn't nearly as I'm not gonna say he wasn't nearly as fast or explosive because 80% of Tyreek is still better than 99.9% of the NFL, right? It's just, dude, he was injured. He wasn't clearly he had a lot going on off the field that may have impacted him on the field. We seen the dude get arrested. like a lot happened to Tyreek Hill last year, bro. That might have affected why he wasn't getting the ball. And I could understand why you felt the need to be frustrated, but we don't need to know that, man. We don't need to know that, dog. All right, man. Yeah, that too. They missed him several times. It was a combination because I know they missed him because the couple of times I had that dude on my ticket and I see that ball sail over his head. Oh my God, I wanted to fight, bro. Like I wanted to fight, bro. And that's why it is paramount that Tua does not miss a single game. Like when Tua went out, Tyreek almost became useless, bro. Like almost became useless, dog. Like it is paramount that Tua plays all 17 games, bro. The drop off from production from the wide receivers specifically, when Tua is in and he is out, is atrocious, dog. So there's a lot there's it's disgusting. Like it's a lot that goes into it, man. So it is what it is, man. But let's transition though, Rod. Let's transition, man. Because of the theme of this tier, right? When we were talking about it originally, we were going to do QB crash outs. Spoiler alert, that's going to be next week. We are updating our one of our favorite, a segment that a lot of people love, man, the crash out series, bro. We did the wide receivers, and hey, according to the feedback, we left a lot of meat on the bone. We there was so much people we could have talked about, but we're doing QB crash outs next week, right? So instead, I said, you know what? To keep it consistent thematically, let's actually talk about some of the greatest rookie QB seasons of all time, greatest sophomore seasons of all time, right? And the reason why I wanted to do that is twofold. Most importantly, when I did the research and when me and Rod did the research, we realized 80s, 90s, 70s, 60s, whenever, pre-merger, post-merger, pre-Super Bowl era, post-Super Bowl era, there is a line of demarcation. And that line of demarcation is you either started as a rookie or you didn't. There was an era where rookies did not play maybe 5 or 6 games the most, but you sat your ass on that goddamn bench. And now, if you are a rookie and you are a top pick, you are almost assured to go to play for game 1. And I don't know if it's the best. I don't know if it's the best idea, whatever. I just know that there is a clear line of demarcation because, and the reason why I know that is because I have a list, and I'm going to go ahead and put a list up right here. This is a list of the best rookie seasons of all time, right? Let me see here. Matter of fact, let me go on here. This is a list of the best rookie seasons of all time. And I'm not really here to rank them. I don't really care about the ranking. I just want to talk about, where we were, how it felt when we were a part of it. Because the top 10 is everything that we're a part of, right? I think Ben Roethlisberger is as far as to go back, aside from Dan Marino in 1983. We clearly weren't a part of that. But everybody else on this list, we seen it in real time, right? So, Rod, starting with Ben Roethlisberger, man, you remember that season?
I do remember that season, Herbie. I do, man. It's just can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, good.
Oh, I seen it was muted on my screen. That's why I was wondering.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you fine. You're good.
No. The funny thing about that season, Herbie, is that I just remember Big Ben not being that impressive to me. And you look back, he had over 2,000 yards. He had 17 touchdowns. So obviously, he played way better than I remember. But I just remember that Steelers team just being really great and him just being a beneficiary of it, right? Like he was 13-0 as a starter in the regular season, if I'm not mistaken. So it's one of the greatest seasons we ever seen, right?
Yeah, but he didn't lose. He didn't lose until I want to say he didn't lose until they got to the AFC Championship and when they played the Patriots. So I'm with you, but I'm also not with you because there was too many times where he made plays where you're like, oh, he's gonna be special eventually, right? Like, yeah, he's playing the game manager role. He's a glorified game manager, but in the heat of the moment when the bullets were flying, he made plays, right? Yeah, like he had a very, very, very similar experience to Tom Brady when Tom Brady started his first year. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just the ultimate game manager, and they literally I think he didn't lose until he got to the AFC Championship, dog. Like hey, that's pretty crazy, bro.
Team too, Herbie. Like that team was just like Greg said, like the defense was so good. That's back in the Palomalu days. The James Harrison days. Back when they had a squad. You know what I'm saying? So
for real.
and the bus. How can you forget the bus? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that team was loaded. They had everywhere. I mean, because they had Hines Ward. You know, the whole team was loaded. They had the O line, everything. It was a great situation for a young quarterback to go into, and I think he took over for Greg Maddox, right, or Tommy Maddox, or something like that.
Yeah, Tommy. I think it was Tommy Maddox. I
Yeah,
think it was.
Tommy Maddox. So he took. I remember they took him out, they put him in, and then he just rolled that puppy all the way through, bro. So I mean, I get what you want to say. Like I remember, because I remember I was a hater. I was like, man, bro, it's the team, bro. He got a great team around him, bro. Y'all trying to
You
give
know
him
what?
all
That's
this
what it
credit.
was, Herbie. I still remember my feelings from that time because I was, back then, I'm a Dolphin fan. It's the Steelers, and back then the Steelers were one of the popping teams, right? Like they were a team that people used to bandwagon. You know what I mean? So there were tons of Steelers fans in South Florida. So they used to always talk about, oh yeah, the Steelers, the Steelers. It's just like, man, what you mean, bro? And they would talk about Big Ben, like Big Ben was some savior. And I'm like, do you see who he's playing with? Come on, man. Like, let's be real here. But no, looking back though, Herbie, it was if you look at how he performed his rookie season, it's not shocking that he went on to win 2 championships. You know what I'm saying? And then he went on to another Super Bowl where he lost to an all-time great quarterback in Aaron Rodgers. So, even though I wasn't impressed with him his rookie season, you look at what he did later in his career, especially when he had all those three-headed monsters at receiver. When you think
Yeah,
of
for sure.
Antonio Brown, Martavius Bryant, fucking when he had those, when he had Le'Veon Bell, when they, it's actually kind of crazy they never really got to another Super Bowl with that group. When you look back, it's kind of insane.
I mean, that's just, bro. You gotta understand, bro. The AFC, especially at that time, bro. You gotta think about it, bro. You're in
Tom
the
Brady,
same conference with Tom Brady and Peyton
Peyton
Manning,
Manning.
bro. Like, so it checks out, dog. So they got that one. This one, 2016, Dak Prescott, man.
He had a
This
damn good rookie season though.
Y'all know how I feel about Dak. Y'all know I think he a buster. Y'all know I think he's a loser. Y'all know this. That will never change. I'm never coming up off of that. But what Dak did in 2016 was special. I will never take that away from him. Right? Like, I still, to this day, do not agree with him starting or not giving the job back to Tony because that team was so good. I tell people all the time, if Tony was on that team, and Tony Romo, I truly believe it, bro. Based off of what he was doing in the preseason, based off of how he finished the season before, based off of all the reports, Tony would have won a Super Bowl. I really believe we would have won a Super Bowl that year. So that's how good that team was. But nothing to take away from Dak. Dak was awesome. What, 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions? I think we won like 11 straight games. It took one of the greatest throws of all time from one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time to beat us in a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? Like, it
Zeke was
was
monster that
just,
year too. Zeke was nasty.
bro, it was a great, bro. The team was phenomenal, dog. But he was legitimately good. Like, he brought something that I will say that Tony never brought, which was true stability, true calmness, right? Like, even when Tony is throwing 500, having a 500-yard game, bro, you still are doing this when Tony's playing, dog, because you know something bad is going to happen. You feel me? You like this, bro. You know something bad is going to happen. And example, the best game of Tony Romo's career, going
Against Peyton
band for
Manning.
band, against Peyton Manning, 55 touchdown Peyton Manning, bro. Overtime, first pass, throws a pick, right?
Right into Danny Trevathan's chest, bro. I remember that game. I watched it
So
live.
when I remember, that's the one thing that I would say is that year I just saw balance to the offense. You feel me? Because we became really Tony centric. Dak brought balance. Dak brought a maturity. Dak brought a calmness, right? And he legitimately, easily had one of the greatest rookie QB seasons of all time, bro. Another one, 2012, man. Rod, talk to me about Russell Wilson in 2012, bro. The think about this, because the other two guys that were drafted with him is on this list too. That like history robbed us from arguably the greatest quarterback class of all time, bro. What could have been the greatest quarterback class of all time, Rod? Like that is insane, bro. So Russell Wilson, I just remember the story of him beating Matt Flynn out because they said Matt Flynn was supposed to be the starter. And then, Pete Carroll got 2 eyes clearly that work. It was like, this guy's clearly better. Like, and shout out to Pete Carroll because that takes some nuts. Because they just paid Matt Flynn. I think they
Yep.
gave him $12 million or $40 million at the time, which was a lot of money back then, bruh.
But Herbie, what's crazy about that is not like if some kid who never heard of Matt Flynn's name heard about how much he got paid, they'd be like, oh, what kind of season did he have? Oh, he didn't have a season. He had one game at the end of the
He had
year.
one game.
Like
He had
5
one game.
He got paid for that game. So that was never gonna work. Pete Carroll just had a great vision, dog.
Nah, and like Russell was special. He was so special because Russell was truly a magician. And this is the thing I hate about. And, well, I'll say this. Let me rephrase it. This is why I love that we're doing this because it gives us time to reassess people and remember what made them great. Remember why we talk about these guys the way that we talk about them. Remember what was special about them. Right? There's a whole generation of kids who have no idea how cold, and I mean cold, Russell Wilson was. Peak prime, let him cook Russ was a monster. He was a monster. I still don't agree with him losing out that MVP to Tom Brady because I think that year he accounted for 70% of the team's touchdowns, bruh. Like,
Yeah.
like in his rookie season, you knew that out the gate. You're like, damn, like they just win, like winning play after winning play after winning play, breaking the pocket, extending plays, throwing moon balls, bro.
I
Like,
gotta tell you, Herbie, he's one of the only quarterbacks I can remember that played with a visibly terrible offensive line, but his skill set was able to completely overcome it because he's one of the best play extenders at quarterback we've ever seen. Right? He doesn't get that credit now, but before Mahomes, before some of these younger guys, Russ was a guy who the offensive line would break down constantly, and it didn't matter because he didn't play within the structure. Herbie, he was one of the first quarterbacks we saw be really great, and he never played within structure. He was playing street football his whole life, and we just didn't know. We just didn't know until he lost his athletic ability, which is kind of
yeah,
hilarious.
facts. Yeah, facts. And that's the thing, man. That's why you can't rely on athleticism. You at some point, like we seen it, and we have two more examples of that, right? So I don't want to drive the cart home before we actually talk about them, but at the end of the day, you got to be a fundamental. Like Tom didn't play to his 40s and be elite and throw 40 touchdowns at 40 years old because he's Mike Vick. No, bro, because the man knows how to read defenses and he knows how to throw the ball, bro, to where it needs to go, bro. So, next person on the list, man, Andrew Luck, same year. Ironically, Andrew Luck's rookie season was so good that the rest of his career felt he's been underrated and overrated at the same time, but his rookie season was phenomenal. He took a terrible, like there's guys who are franchise changers and guys who are supposed to be number one picks and they're supposed to actually change the franchise. The reality of the situation is there might have been like 5 dudes ever that could actually do that. Peyton Manning is one of them. John Elway is one of them. Cam Newton is one of them. Spoiler alert, Cam is on this list too. The list is very, very small of guys who legitimately could do that. Like the expectation is a number one overall pick is supposed to change the franchise. The reality is Sam Bradford was never going to change the franchise, right? Like Trevor Lawrence was never going to change the franchise. Right? Those guys just weren't that good. It's very rare to have somebody who could truly carry shit. Like that's not easy. What
No.
Andrew Luck did, taking a team that went out of its way to make sure that they got him, and by being very bad, and essentially with the terrible GM and Ryan Ballard, like Ryan Ballard got a bunch of jobs, or he got to keep his job way longer just because how good Andrew Luck was. Like even in that draft, all they did was draft T.Y. Hilton and Andrew Luck, and that was it. Like and they took a 2-win team to an 11-win team that had 7 comeback game winning drives, bro. And I think That's the same year when they beat the Chiefs, right? When they came back for like 30 points down
Yeah,
in
I
the
think it
playoffs.
was like a 44-45 game or something like that. Yeah, where they were down like a crazy lead, and the Alex Smith Chiefs, they choked the lead away, Herbie. They choked the lead
Yeah,
away.
bro. It it was very special, dog. Like it was so special, and it's just crazy that all of these dudes came from the same draft, that 2012 draft. Like that was supposed to replace the 83 draft as the greatest quarterback of all time. But we saw what happened, man. Um,
And you know
let me
what's
see.
sad about Andrew Luck, Herbie, is the fact that
Yeah, go ahead.
the Colt, and I just want to just put this one point out there.
No, go
The
ahead. Go
Colt,
ahead. You can elaborate if you want to.
the Colts as a franchise handled his situation so poorly in terms of they never were really able to put a really good, consistently good offensive line around him, and he got beat to hell. Now, part of it was when he was starting early in his career, he used to hold on to the ball quite a bit, but it got to a point where the coach just didn't really do him any favors, and it got to the point to where he fell out of love with the game. Herbie, he retired early. This is a guy who threw 40 touchdowns in a season, back in the 2010s era.
Not only did he retired after the best season of his career. Like the season that he retired was coming off of the season where he had like a 93 grade with PFF. Like that last season, he was a monster. But like you said, the franchise beat it out of him, dog. Like that sucks, man. We were robbed from somebody who could truly save the AFC South from being the mediocrity pit that it is currently, dog. Like, like, damn, man, damn. All right, well, another one, man. Robert Griffin III, man. Go ahead, Rod. This was a phenomenon. This was a meteor. Like,
No, Herbie. I mean, when you really think about RG3's first season, Herbie, um, when you compare him to Andrew Luck and you compare him to Russell Wilson, like he had the best rookie season out of the three of them, and it's just so tragic that them choosing to force him to play that playoff game against the Seahawks completely altered the trajectory of his career. Like RG3 might be one of the all-time great quarterbacks that we never got to actually experience because he was mishandled by the Washington Redskins. Not the Commanders, not the football team, Dan Snyder's Redskins. And he had one of the most impressive rookie campaigns we ever seen. I don't even know if people remember Herbie, and I don't know why I remember weird things like this. The Redskins started 3-6 that season. They ended up finishing 10-6 with the final game being against the Cowboys, game in which your boy Tony.
don't remind me, dog. You just open up a deep rooted like core
That was a
memory
crazy
that
game.
I've been. It was a
Last
crazy game, bro. And Tony went full Tony, man. Like we could have won, but Tony decided no, we're not gonna win, bro. If it's in my hands, we're going home because I want to go play golf. So, like,
but
but
I'll tell
no,
you,
no,
Herbie.
man.
I'll tell you, Herbie. Before Lamar was a thing, like Robert Griffin III was a thing, right? Like, but the problem with Robert Griffin III, Herbie, which I think anybody who watched him remembers, every time you saw him run, you just wanted him to either slide or get out of bounds. Like it was just like RG3, you're so little, you can't take these hits. And lo and behold, Herbie, he had his great rookie season. He had that injury that he never came back from. And, I just remember thinking, watching him his rookie year, that hopefully he would recover and he would take back off, and he was never the same. Never the same again. Crazy, dog.
No, and it's funny because I'll say this right because it doesn't matter. We don't again. We don't care about the order. We don't give a fuck about the rank. So I'll say this. It's ironic and it's hilarious how I don't want to say the word reincarnation, but it feels like that because if you think about it, Jaden Daniels is the upgraded version of RG3. Like the way they play, down to what they do well, how they run, how they attack the field, throwing beautiful passes that hit dudes in the hand. Like that's what made RG3 so special was his deep ball accuracy, the way he could just float it. Like RG3 at Baylor, he threw like 50 something touchdowns when he won that Heisman, bro. He was a problem. Like
This man, as a
he was
rookie,
special.
beat Drew Brees in his first game, Herbie, in a shootout. That to, that
Like
that was the mark of something great. You
I
know.
hate that he's such a cornball now, currently, because it
Yeah.
colors who he's supposed to be. Like there's a whole generation of kids who don't know him to be like RG3, the phenomenon. Like what we felt like, what people who were in watching the NFL in 2004, from 2001 to 2004, when they felt like when they're watching Vic, we got that with RG3. Now they just see this dude over here talking about how much he loves milk, bro. A fucking corny nigga. But it is what it is, dog. Like it is what it is. He was absolutely special. We could blitz through the next couple guys because we're going on long, bro. CJ Stroud, bro, that it was special. Like it was legitimately
His
special,
rookie year
man.
was great.
His rookie year was great, man. Cam. All right, we got to devote some time to Cam, bro. We got to devote some time to Cam, bro. Bro, I watched Cam every single game that Cam played at Auburn. Cam was a phenomenon. Cam is a once in a generation talent, not football player like historically, whatever, right? But I'm just talking about the physical skill set, the talent. To your first game, throw for 425 yards.
Ridiculous.
Out the gate. He had 15 rushing touchdowns as a rookie, Rod.
35 total.
Like
35 total touchdowns, bro. Rookie year. Crazy.
Like what?
700 yards rushing.
What?
Yards passing as a rookie. His rookie season was actually super impressive, Herbie. It was super impressive, man.
It was insane.
Like looking back, it
was fucking insane, bro. Like it was legitimately out of control, bro. Like this was nuts. Like I was just like, bro, Cam was really a problem. Like legitimately a problem.
400 his first two games, if I remember correctly.
It was first two games. It was back to back. The only person to do that the first two games throw for 400 yards, bro. So think about this, bro. He started the season 2 games in, already had almost 1,000 yards passing, bro.
Ridiculous.
Like it's ridiculous, bro. All right, we got Dan. We're gonna save Dan. We got Justin Herbert, bro. Get out of here. Yes, you did set the rookie passing touchdown. You were fucking amazing. We're not gonna hold that. And then we got Jaden Daniels, obviously, bro. Just special.
No, he's the rookie god, Herbie. Like he made it to a freaking championship game, like, and he was the driving force. It's not like a Big Ben situation where Big Ben was not I don't want to say carried by the team, but essentially, yeah. You know what I mean? But
all right, yeah. Let's get on to the next stage, bro. So now, like I said, the reason why I wanted to use that is because I wanted to highlight why so many current or recent examples make the greatest list, right? The reason is because the guys in the 80s did not play, right? Like I have their stats, I have what they did, like the guys, the guys, right? The Brett Favres, the Steve Youngs, the Joe Montanas, hell, I got Tom Brady. Hell, I got Peyton Manning. Like Peyton Manning played, but that's really it. Like you sat on the bench, dude. So, Rod, I'll go ahead and let you take the lead, man. What was the most interesting thing that you realized once you started researching these guys and all-time greats in the rookie and sophomore years that they had, bro?
Well, I think the thing that, you know, and not to brag, right? Being a Dolphin fan, but to his
Oh yeah, we talking about Dan. We got to be talking about Dan. Hold on, you cutting out a little bit.
Am I cutting out? Am I good now?
You're back. You're good. You're good. Go ahead.
I'm all right. But look, Herbie, I talk about Dan Marino's second season all the time, the Super Bowl year where he threw 5,048 touchdowns. Let's talk about his rookie year. He didn't even play the whole season, Herbie. He had 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions in 11 games, Herbie, and he started 6 games into the season. Like he was elite from day one, right? And
right. Not to cut you off, but I want to make this. I want to get your opinion. Can you make the argument that Dan Marino is the most naturally gifted quarterback of all time? Like he just is the most innate person to ever play quarterback. He was born to do it. This ain't about championships. This isn't about anything. This is just the most innate feel for doing this, which is to play quarterback.
He is, Herbie, the GOAT of natural.
That shit just stuck on my dog. Run it back because that shit froze up a little bit. You're saying the GOAT of natural.
No, what I'm saying is, Herbie, he is of the natural, gifted. Just he was. There was no one who was more of a natural at the position than Dan Marino, right? And here's just some like numbers from some guys who were around his era, right? Just some random names. These are names that us young folks don't know about, but these were guys who had statistically impressive seasons back then. Neil Lomax of the St. Louis Cardinals, Herbie, an impressive rookie season back then. He had 12 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,500 yards. You have Jim McMahon, 1982, 1,500 yards, 9 touchdowns, 7 picks. David Woodley, former Dolphins quarterback, the quarterback who took the Dolphins to the Super Bowl prior to Marino. 9 touchdowns his rookie year, 13 picks. Okay, 1980. You
It's some ugly numbers, man. Like that's the one thing about it.
15
I'll say this, man.
touchdowns, 14 picks, 2,000 yards, bro. And that was the 80s, Herbie. Like those were outside of Dan's season, those were what were considered to be awesome rookie seasons, right? Even when you go to the 90s, right? Peyton Manning actually had a pretty decent rookie season, like yards and touchdowns.
Yeah, so he was 26. Yeah, 26 and 28. So, just to piggyback off of what Rob was saying, right? Like some of these numbers, and I'm going to just list off rookie seasons from some of the all-time greats, right? Rod is back. I'm gonna just list some numbers from some of the all-time greats, right? So I got Tom Brady, bro. Tom Brady's rookie season, man. My dog started one game. He had 3 attempts for 6 yards, and that was it. That's Tom Brady's rookie season. Joe Montana, man, played in 13 games, bro. This man had 23 attempts and 96 yards passing and 1 touchdown. And he got in 13 games, which means that he probably threw 2 passes every single game his rookie season. And that's probably like they were blowing teams out or whatever, whoever, right? Drew Brees, bro. My man had 27 attempts for 221 yards, bro, for the entire season. Roger Staubach. Actually, I'm going to come back to Roger Staubach because I got to make a point about Roger Staubach. John Elway, man. John Elway. 7 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. 259 attempts. Completed 47% of his attempts. Only had 1,600 yards, dog. Brett Favre. This is the most hilarious. Rod, you got to come back for this one, bro. You're going to get a kick out of this one. Troy Aikman. 1,700 yards. 9 touchdowns. 18 interceptions, bro. Like, that was the standard for playing as a rookie. Like, it's completely different, dog. And Rod, I got a hilarious stat for you, bro. What's the most on-the-nose thing that Brett Favre could do, bro? The most on-the-nose thing that Brett Favre could do is his rookie year had 4 attempts, only 4 passing attempts, and find a way to throw 2 picks out of 4 attempts, bro. Like that's the most Brett Favre. That's the most Brett Favre thing ever, bro.
Well, Herbie, Brett Favre's first pass ever was a pick. That was a harbinger of things to come. The very first pass Brett Favre ever threw was an interception, Herbie. That was the preview right there.
Oh my God, bro. So I was looking up Roger Staubach, right? So Roger Staubach, he only played in one game. He only had fucking 47 yards passing, right? But I was looking at old pictures of Roger Staubach, dog, and 2 things were very apparent. One, that dude looks Puerto Rican or black passing or white passing. 2, that dude was stealing dudes' bitches, bro. That dude was Mr. Get Your Bitch. You could just see it in his eye. He got off to taking your bitch. Like, go look up some classic, some 70s pictures of Roger Staubach and tell me I'm lying. That I know a man that gets off to taking other dudes' bitches when I see one, bro. I want everybody. Matter of fact, I got y'all, man. I got y'all, dog. Y'all not finna tell me that this is not a man that enjoys taking other women's bitches, bro. Like, you're not finna tell me that this is not a man that doesn't enjoy this, bro. Hold on, dog. Hold on, bro. You're not gonna tell me that man don't want to take your bitch, Rod. Look at this dude, man. That's a man who enjoys taking other niggas' bitches.
Why do
man.
you look like a teacher from the Breakfast Club, man?
That's a man that wants to take your chick, bro. Hold on. That was what you're not gonna tell me my man don't look Puerto Rican, man. Come on, man. Be honest, man. Tell me I'm tripping, man. You know my man Puerto Rican, man. Like, you not gonna tell me.
I could definitely read play. I could read player vibes from him. I could read it.
You not gonna tell my man no little Puerto Rican in this picture right here, dog. That's a Puerto Rican man right there, bro. Ain't no way, dog. Ain't no way, bro. I'll call that man Roger Stubach, dog. That's his name now, bro. Roja, bro. Y'all heard, bro. Like, Roja. Stop that.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious, bro.
Oh, God. All right. Enough of the jokes, though. Yeah, man. The two things that were very apparent is that, one, it is significantly easier to play quarterback now than it's ever been. That's just a fact. And it's still hard. I'm not saying that it's easy to play a quarterback. It's still the hardest position in sports, without question. But the shit that these guys had to go through, you didn't have the advancements of modern offenses. You didn't have great coaching. You didn't have great receiver play. The cornerbacks could hold these dudes by the waist. The cornerbacks could literally pull these dudes by the face mask, dog. They wasn't calling shit. Like, you had to, and on top of that, you had dudes that could legitimately kill you.
Like, the quarterbacks were not protected. They were not.
The quarterbacks were not protected. No. So when we look up, there's gonna be some little dork that's gonna look up these stats. Gonna be like, bro, John Elway wasn't that good. How good was he? Look at these stats, nigga. Shut the fuck up, dude. Like, they were playing a completely different position to what is modern quarterback today. It was figure it out, dog. You got it. Cool. Can you handle it? Bet. That's it. You're going to, like, look at how long they played. Roger Staubach only played 10 years. Jim Clearly only played 10 years. They only played 10 seasons. Troy Aikman played 13 seasons and was done 11 years into his career. Like, these dudes were getting destroyed. So I don't really want to compare eras. I just find it interesting that it is just completely different now. It is, you played, and if you played very sparingly, to now where it's just go out there and we need to make sure that we can invest in you and we're going to get a return on our investment. We're seeing that with Anthony Richardson right now. Anthony Richardson only had 13 starts. You feel me? The homie Martin dropped a beautiful comment in one of our videos the other day, right? And he brought the point up. He's like, what did y'all expect? Like, y'all are throwing a lot of these dudes to the fire who are not ready for this, right? And I get it. The financials of the NFL says you have to throw these dudes out there because we had to take advantage of the rookie contract. We don't care about holding your hand. We don't care about helping you along the way. Either you can handle it or not. If you can't, you got 2 years and 2 years to prove it or you're gone. And it's just doing a disservice because a lot of these dudes are not Jaden Daniels. A lot of these dudes actually need the time, actually need to sit on the bench, actually need to learn. Pat Mahomes sat on the bench for a whole season. His first year, he came out and threw 50 touchdowns. Would Pat Mahomes have done that if he was playing as a rookie? Maybe. But Pat Mahomes would be the first one to tell you, dog, he enjoyed the fact that he didn't have to play, bro. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is, Rod. And Rod, you back, my boy? Oh, yeah, that boy grits, man. Yeah, that boy Rod grits, man. Rod is grits. That boy Rod got that Coral Springs internet, man. Rest in peace to my nigga Rod internet, man. So, you back, dog?
Listen, man, I just want to say, Blue Stream, I'm not going to say the last word because, I don't know how.
Count your days. Bro, real talk, I find it utterly disgusting that Coral Springs only allow the worst internet in all of South Florida in their city, bro. It is the most annoying thing, bro. Like, that's so effed up. It's so effed up. Because my sister used to live where you guys live, and that's all they could get. You can't get nothing else, bro. Like, and that internet sucks, bro. That shit is garbage, dog. Like, that shit is messed up, man. All right, man.
We were doing good here for a while, but
we're doing great. But hey, but it is what it is. All right, right. You want to do some tiers? You want to do QB tiers, man? All right, man. QB tiers, man. Last week we had the debut. We debuted last week's tiers, which was the bikini bottom tier. That was our who we think are just the worst quarterbacks, for a variety of different reasons, right? This week it's not that. This week, this is not about how good you are or how bad you are. This is we don't really want to make a large sweeping determination on who you are as a quarterback off of your rookie year. So we lumped everybody together. We have, and except for one, Bryce Young is in this as well. We lumped all the rookies together, and we're just going to go ahead and discuss what we thought about each person, man. So I am going to go ahead and get that up and running. So this is what I would call the Jedi Apprentice, man. The Jedi Apprentice tier, man. The Force. Are you on the light side or are you on the dark side of the Force, man? Rod. Who do you think is going to be on the light side? Who do you think is going to be on the dark side? And we're going to answer those questions going forward, man. So, first things first, man. First person that we are going to address, man, is Drake May. Drake May. Drake May. Drake May. Drake May. So, Drake May. One of the things about Drake May is Drake May's stats are not going to tell you the whole story. Drake May was a lot better than his stats. He only had 15 touchdowns passing. He had 10 interceptions. Some of them were definitely his fault. But if you actually dig into the tape, you realize, dog, that he had about 4 or 5 that were tipped that went into the receiver's hands. He was the most pressured quarterback in the league by far. He had one of the highest pressure rates in the history since they've been recording the stat. Like the fact that it wasn't a complete disaster was a testament to how good Drake May was, right? And I just don't think a lot of people really understood that because who the fuck was actually watching the Patriots? I actually decided to watch the Patriots because I was interested in Drake May. He was my favorite quarterback coming out, so I try to catch all the games. So if you didn't actually watch the Patriots, you wouldn't realize how actually good Drake May was last season, bro. What are your thoughts of Drake May, Rod?
Well, shit, Herb. When you consider what the Patriots asked of him last season, right? Like when you compare him to the other guys that were in his class, he easily had the worst situation. Because let's be honest, Bill Belichick will go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest coach of all time because of Tom Brady. That's neither here nor there. But at the end of the day, Herbie, what he could also go down as is one of the worst GMs of all.
Worst GMs of all time. Worst GMs of all time. Like
Bad
we
drafting.
no,
Yeah,
keep
they
going,
have
keep going.
years and years of bad drafting. They have years and years of just not really utilizing their picks. So, and then you couple that with the Gerard Mayo hire, which had a whole lot of weird energy around it, surrounding it, right? So, for all intents and purposes, Herbie, Drake May, he did show some good last year. Some people really are like I've seen some people on the
Yeah. So I'll take over. So what Rob was basically trying to say is a lot of people, if you actually paid attention to Drake May, like you'll realize that Drake May was actually pretty good. And one of the things that he was special at was playmaking. I think he had like almost 700 yards rushing. Like white boy got some moves, man. White boy got some wheels, man. Like white boy was running that mug, bro. White boy got some wheels on him, bro. Like if you actually watch the film, there are times where I laughed because the offensive line for the Patriots was so bad that as soon as the ball snapped, this dude had a fucking linebacker breathing or a defensive lineman running down his face, bro. As soon as the ball snapped, like it was instant pressure.
bro. They had one of easily, easily, bro. So the fact that
like
he was able to make any, and then when you consider the talent, Herbie, who was he throwing to?
his number one
Who was he
receiver was
throwing?
James Polk, man. And Kenyon Bourne or whatever the heck his name is, or Kenyon Bourne or something like that, bro. So it was bad, man. Like it was bad, and I know that there are reports like they OTAs he threw 4 picks. Like that's the whole point, bro. Get
That's
that
when
shit
you want
out.
him to throw the picks.
That's when you want to throw picks because you see that he's aggressive and he's trying things and he's trying to see what he can get away with. 2, Josh McDaniels has a very complicated offense, right? It's a lot of option plays. It's a lot of option routes. You and the receiver have to be on the complete same page. If you read it differently, if you read it one way, the receiver reads it one way, that's an interception. If you read it one way and the receiver reads it the other way, that's a hospital ball. Like it's so option based. Like it, and that's why so many people, so many receivers struggled to adapt to the Patriot way because a lot of these dudes just couldn't be fast enough to see, oh, that's cover two, that's cover one, that's cover four, that's cover three. Well, I'm supposed to go here. I'm supposed to do this based
Yeah,
off of
you
that.
need
I'm
a
supposed to
real
do
deal
this based
football
off of that.
IQ to play in that offense. Like a real deal.
So you're going to throw picks in OTAs because if I want you to do something and you don't do it, where's the ball going to go? The ball's going to go to the opposite side, bro. Like so,
Right.
that's what you want, bro. So what are you expecting to see? How do you feel about him heading into next season?
Well, obviously, Herbie, I think I'm going to see improvement. Mike Vrabel being the head coach of the team, I think is going to really do some favors for them because one, unlike Gerard Mayo was kind of a new coach. He didn't have experience. Mike Vrabel has experience. For people who paid attention to what he did in Tennessee, his Tennessee team did some creative things in the running game. Obviously, in today's NFL, being creative in the running game, unless you're the 49ers, doesn't get you any credit. But he's
Yeah,
going to bring that knowledge over to the New England Patriots. He's going to bring the defensive philosophy. And let me tell you, Herbie, the Patriots hiring Vrabel scared me because his Tennessee teams, despite how not talented they were, always gave the Dolphins trouble. And we got to play that twice a year.
yeah,
So you
facts.
look at the moves that the Patriots have made. Now the schedule is going to be tough. So I don't expect the Patriots to take a massive leap, but they have improved themselves in terms of the offensive line a little bit, in terms of the wide receiver room. They haven't made vast improvements, Herbie, because at the end of the day, when you drafted as badly as Bill Belichick has drafted throughout the years, you're just not going to fix that in one season. But I
At
do
all.
expect him to. I do expect people to see like those of us who see his talent. I think we'll see more of that this season. I think he'll be able to actually win some games on his own. But the only thing I will say, Herbie, is because brand new head coach, brand new system, he's gonna have some growing pains early on. But I think by the end of the season, I think people will be more impressed with him than not. If I'm being honest,
Man,
if I were to
most
compare him, like in terms of like a Star Wars comparison, maybe I would call him Ahsoka, bro. Someone who you don't think much of him early on, but he might end up being a badass, which I hope not. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
that wouldn't be good for the Dolphins if he
Yeah,
ends
that would
up
be,
being a badass, man. All right, man. Next up, man. Bryce Young. Bryce Young. Talk about a story, right? So the theme I'm gonna go with Bryce Young, bro, is perseverance. Like we even had a video where we were clowning him, right? Like he was DOA. Like he started the season terrible. They put him in the game. They were like, dog, you can't be out here, bro. Like you are a wreck. And this is why I say it's okay to sit dudes. Cause he sat his ass down and he came back a significantly better football player. Like sometimes dudes just need to relax and not have the weight of the world on their shoulders, bruh, so they can play loose, so they can play free. Like I have his stats, right? Like this is before and after the benching. Because the first game he was terrible. The first game he was terrible. Second game, man had 84 passing yards on 26 attempts against the Chargers, bro. I repeat, 84 passing yards on 26 passing attempts, and he completed 18 of them.
he
That's
was captain check
3.2
down that whole
yards.
game. I watched some of that game. He was captain check down that entire game. That entire
The
game.
next game, he had 7 passing yards. I mean, he had 58 passing yards, and then he had -4 passing yards and found a way to throw 2 picks. He had 2 attempts for 2 picks. His first 2 picks, he threw 2 picks, and they had to yank his ass out of the game, bro. And he sat his ass down. And when he came back, do you know what he did the rest of the game, bro? He threw a touchdown in every single game that he played once they put him back in the starting lineup, dog. Like, for him to not completely shatter, not completely go left like a Sam Bradford. Sam Bradford mentally just was frail and he folded, right? Like, it just got to him. Bryce is 5'9", a buck 80, soaking wet, and had the heart to come back from all of that. Like, forget what he did, forget how promising he looked, bro. The fact that he came back from all of that, bro. Like, I get it, bro. You lost your bitch. Somebody took your bitch. I get it, bro. It happens, bro. You can't let losing your bitch completely almost ruin your NFL career, though, dog. That's crazy. Like, like,
Fact.
like, like, because you're not gonna tell me that he just got better because he was watching film. Nah, the man that nigga lost his bitch, bro. And he was out here throwing picks left and right because you lost your bitch, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. What are you talking about, man? But with that though, man, I'm super excited for Bryce. I can't wait to see what he's gonna do. What about you, Rod?
Listen, man. He was someone like you said, Herbie. We had him dead in the water. We talked about how he was just a franchise failure, and it just turns out Herbie he just needed to sit a little bit and kind of just absorb the offense. And look, at the end of the day, Herbie, sometimes there are some guys that come out the gate and they're on fire, right? Like there are some guys who are just undeniable out the gate, and there's nothing wrong with it taking a little time for you to see what you have in a guy. And Bryce Young showed once he got some time to sit, some time to learn the offense, he worked on his footwork a little bit. And next thing you know, Herbie, you see the skills that he has, right? Bryce Young is an accurate quarterback. Bryce Young throws with anticipation. Bryce Young has good quarterback skills, right? It just took some time for him to develop them. And, with some of the talent that the Carolina Panthers have added in the offseason, we don't really know what to expect from them, right? And I don't think they're expecting much out of Bryce. But if my Jedi apprentice comparison to him is Ezra from Rebels, right? Because Ezra, when you first introduced, you don't really think much of him. You don't know how much of his force ability he really has, and it turns out that he's a lot more proficient in the force than initially believed. So we see that Bryce Young is a lot more proficient in the force than we thought. So the sky's the limit for him, Herbie, and I expect to see some improvement from him this year, Herbie. I think he could do, especially when you consider the fact that now he has that confidence, which is what he was lacking. He has confidence. I think the team and the organization is a little more behind him. So I expect to see some improvement from him. I think he'll be. I think he can rise up these tiers.
Nah, for sure, man. All right, next up in the tier, man, in the Jedi Apprentice tier, man, we got Michael Penix, man. And it is now going to be the Michael Penix show. You feel me? And hold on. Ooh, this janky messing up my ear a little bit. Hold on, give me a second. Let me just make sure my mic is still being picked up. All right, good. It is the Michael Penix show. I like when the quarterback matches the city that they play in, right? Like Michael Penix is perfect for Atlanta, Georgia. Like he's perfect for Atlanta, Georgia. Every time you see Michael Penix, bro, he got a do-rag on. You know he is from Florida. You could tell he's from Florida. At the
Yep.
draft, he looked like he was with them dudes. He was with them boys. He had a nice black woman with him. So he clearly is about the culture, right? So it is a perfect fit culturally. Now, I will say this. He did not play that many games. I think he only played in 4 games. But
Three.
3, the amount of times that I seen this man throw hospital balls in 3 games was alarming. They got to tell that boy, relax, dog. You are going to send dudes to the ER. And that is the one thing when I went back and watched film, because I ain't gonna lie, when when we did the tiers, I was like, oh shit, we forgot about Michael Penix. Like he played so late in the season because the Falcons, for whatever reason, were trying so hard to hold on to the remaining whatever left,
The
what was
skeleton of
ever
Kirk
left,
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins, Achilles, like they were trying to scrape the last piece of cartilage and off of that thing, right? So Michael Penix really didn't get a chance to have impact, and we're never really even gonna know how good he is because he didn't really get a chance to go against real defenses, right? It's the last 3 games of the season. A lot of these dudes are already thinking about Cancun. However, from what I saw in the film study I did, that dude got a cannon. That dude is audacious.
He
He
has an
plays
arm.
football. He plays football the way that dudes played in the 80s. Fuck it. That's just what it is. Like,
Nah,
it's
he's not a
fuck
Captain
it.
Phin. He's not a Captain
It's
Jack.
somebody down there somewhere, bro. He averaged 10.5 yards per attempt. That means that every time he threw the ball, if somebody caught it, it was a first down. Like, you know how absurd that is?
No, and
Every
Herbie.
completed pass that he threw was a first down.
Nah, and look, and here's the thing, bro. Like, and I'll say this: you were right about the hospital ball point, which is kind of fucking hilarious. But I'll tell you this, Herbie. He has some throws that really, really impressed me in all three games. There was one throw that wasn't even a completion. It was when they were playing Carolina in Week 18.
All right, know what you're talking about. It was a Bijan Robinson.
It's a throw to B. It's an incomplete pass, Herbie, but it's a throw to Bijan Robinson, who's streaking up the sideline. And Bijan didn't really run the route that well. He kind of like ran his way out of bounds. But when you look at the ball placement of where Michael Penix put that ball, Herbie, that was just
Ridiculous.
one of many throws that he had where he showed excellent accuracy, excellent ball placement, his anticipation. You could see Herbie what the Falcons saw in him. Like I came away looking at the 3 games he played, thinking like, damn, why didn't they start him sooner? They held on to Kirk Cousins for what? Because he paid
You
him?
want to know why? Because they gave Kirk Cousins 100 M's, man. You gonna we gotta make sure that you are gonna die on this field because we gotta get some type of ROI, return on investment, bro. Like we gave you 100 of them things, man. We gave you 100 pack, bro. Like we can't put Michael out there, man. We gotta
No.
get everything we can. Think about this. They gave Kirk Cousins so much money that he's not even gonna start next year, and they still don't want to let him go. That's how they.
Imagine, bro. Imagine, bro. So when we talk about the comparisons, Herbie, this might be a little strong for him. My Star Wars comparison for him is Luke Skywalker. Reason why I say it's Luke Skywalker is simple as this, Herbie. He had the late start. Like Luke didn't even know he was a Jedi. He didn't know he had that lineage, right? Until obviously, events happened in A New Hope. And Michael Penix, we were one obviously he
It sucks, Rod, because Rod be cooking. Rod be cooking, and that shit just go to cutting off. You back.
I'm back. Yeah,
Yo, you
man.
back. Oh, you gone again. You gone again. There you go. Wait. All right, there we go. Hold on. Wait.
With the first pick in the
Bandwagon draft. Wrong one, my bad. Wrong button, my bad. Wrong button, man. Rod is back. But no, that is strong. Calling Michael Penix Luke Skywalker is crazy. Like he
Only
got to be
because we
him.
don't have Jaden in this tier. I just call him Luke. The comparison to Luke is based on him starting late.
I get you.
Yeah, Luke. Most when you consider Jedi's and how they were trained, they always start as younglings, right? Whereas Luke was really late in the game, and that's the same you can say for Penix. But with Luke, you saw his potential early. With Penix, you see his potential early. And when you have Bijan Robinson and you have Drake London and the talent that the Falcons have, he could do some big things this season.
Nah, for sure. Like I said, I really can't wait. Because, dude, and this is why I'm so happy that there's so much quarterback potential talent because the more good quarterbacks, man, the better we are for it, bro. And speaking of good quarterback play, man, Bo Nix. I call Bo Nix the other rookie of the year because if Jaden Daniels didn't exist, Bo Nix would have ran away with the rookie of the year. Bo Nix threw 29 touchdowns last year. Does anybody know that? Does anybody?
That's what makes his over under crazy to me. Like I was looking at it, I said, "What? I should probably put money on that shit now."
Like he threw 29 touchdowns last year. Matter of fact, let me pull his stats up real quick. 29 touchdowns, completed 66% of his passes, had 3,800 yards passing, and almost 7 yards per attempt. So he wasn't just at first he was captain check down for the first 6 games. And I criticized him. Like we had episodes where we talked about Bo Nix. We were like, bro, he's being overrated. People are not actually looking at the games. People are just looking at the stats. He had the most passes at or around the line of scrimmage. It was Sean Payton holding him back and saying, don't do anything. Don't F this up. And then the last 6 games, dude turned into fucking Drew Brees with skates, bro. Like, he was throwing that motherfucker. Like, throwing dudes open, throwing back shoulders, lasers everywhere. It's like, that shit was all over the field. And a lot of people just, Jaden's, and no fault to Jaden's, but Jaden's shadow looms so large over everybody else that we didn't really understand how good this class was and how productive that this class actually turned out to be. It's been so long since we had real quality rookie quarterbacks all the way through. Like, we might have a Justin Herbert's and other people might not be as good because Joe Burrow was not as good as Justin Herbert. Tua was not as good as Justin Herbert as rookies, right? Like Joe Burrow didn't even finish the season. He was really mediocre, right? We had a situation where we had multiple guys look really effing good all at the same time. But Jaden was just, his star was just so bright that it made these other dudes seem, pale in comparison. But no, 30 touchdowns as a rookie is nuts. Mm-hmm. Peyton Manning ain't even do that, bro. Like Bo Nix was going crazy last year, bro. Like, it's just, that's what happens when you're a West Coast team. You feel me? I might not be able to catch you. If you ain't if you're not on prime time, and I can only see you on Red Zone, I'm not gonna see you play for play. But going back and doing the research and digging into what he did last year, bro, he was amazing last year, dog. How you feel about Bo Nix last season, bro?
Well, he probably has the most, out of all my Jedi comparisons, he probably has the most flattering because he's my Obi-Wan, Herbie. He was right under Qui-Gon Jinn. Like, when you look at the way Bo Nix played, Herbie, and you look at the team that he had around him, right? The Broncos defense, Herbie, when you look at what they're going to do this season coming up, you look at what they added in terms of Hufanga and they added Greenlaw to already what was a stout defense with Pastor Tan and them boys that they have over there. I think that the Broncos, Herbie, they're primed to compete against the Chiefs. Let us remember, they gave the Chiefs 2 of their toughest games all season long. And if it wasn't for a missed field goal, a missed kick, the Chiefs wouldn't have had the impressive regular season that they had. But in terms of Bo Nix, Herbie, and how he played, like you pointed out, he started off. They started him off with a tricycle, right?
Yeah,
they had him on training wheels when he started.
They had the tricycle, they had the helmet, they had the elbow pads, they had the little light, the real reflective light. They had it all.
Do too much. They didn't want him to do too much. And then as the season went on, Sean Payton saw that he could.
Sean Payton saw that he could handle it. Sean Payton saw that he could take the workload. And Sean Payton does not make plays. He doesn't have an easy playbook to digest, which is why it took a while because Bo Nix had to actually process and absorb a very complicated playbook. But go on. I ain't mean to cut you off. You just cut off. So I was just
you're good. You're good. No, I mean, Herbie, look, he was. You brought it up to start, like when you were talking about him in general. If not for Jaden Daniels, Herbie, he's the rookie. He's the offensive rookie of the year, easy, right? Because of just how well he played. He got his team to the playoffs as a rookie quarterback, and he showed a lot of promise with the weapons that they had. And he's only going to be better, Herbie. And the Broncos have only gotten better. And mind you, this, Herbie, when you think about this class of guys going into their second year, with the exception of Jaden Daniels, who we don't have on this list, he's probably the guy out of this group most likely to do something in the playoffs, right? Like, you think about the Carolina Panthers and Bryce Young, and the Patriots still have a ways to go, and the Falcons still have a ways to go.
The Falcons still have a ways to go. The Patriots definitely have a ways to go.
So you look at the Denver Broncos, and if you ask me, Herbie, and this might be insulting to the Chargers fans, but if you ask me who I trust outside of the Chiefs in that division, I'm taking Denver over the Chargers, bro. Like, I trust Denver to do more damage than the Chargers, despite what the Chargers.
And Rod said something very, very crazy. He said it might be insulting to Chargers fans. Why? Why? What? Who the hell do they are to think they are to be insulted? This is the Chargers' last 2 seasons in the playoffs. Blown a 4 touchdown lead to fucking Trevor Lawrence. And then Justin Boobert decided to throw 4 interceptions against a bad Houston Texans team, man. Yeah, the Broncos definitely are going to probably do something more. Absolutely. Oh, Rob, while you were away, I was explaining why the Chargers fans have they shouldn't even have the audacity to be offended, dog. Like, you fucking right, the Broncos are going to do more than them in the fucking playoffs. Because when the Chargers go to the playoffs, they wet the bed on another level. Like, there's wetting the bed and then there's chargering. The Chargers are going to charge it, bro. That's a phrase. The Chargers are going to charge it, bro. So, yeah. And then let's get to the last Jedi, man. It's obvious. I wanted to say this for last because I wanted to have a different conversation for this guy right here, man. His name is Caleb Williams, right? So
Anakin Skywalker.
That's perfect. This is the chosen one. This is the person that was supposed to bring balance to the Force. This was the person that was just supposed to have so much talent, and he does, right? Like Caleb does. When we're just talking talent, we're just talking about ability. When we're talking about doing things on the football field that just is freaky, unnatural, just uber rare. I want you to go watch Caleb at Oklahoma. I want you to go watch Caleb at USC. The highs of Caleb is some of the highest in the history of football ever. There's throws, there's plays that he's made that I've truly never seen any other quarterback make. That's including Aaron Rodgers. That's including Pat Mahomes. That's including the best of the best, Tom Brady. But you saw the flaws. You saw the problems. You saw what could happen and what could derail a Caleb Williams type. There are no more excuses. You can't blame the offensive line anymore. You can't blame Shane Waldron. You can't blame fucking whatever the hell his name is, the previous head coach. You got Ben Johnson.
Matt Eberflus.
You can't blame Matt Eberflus. You got Ben Johnson. You got Romo Doomsday. You got DJ Moore. You got running backs. You got everything you need. You got a tight end. You got you got T. Longland. Like, you have so much more at your disposal than any young quarterback in recent memory, dog. Like, you have a team almost as good as J.J. McCarthy's team. But because you're so talented, when things don't go as people expect them to go, they try to blame everybody else. Before the season started last year, they called the situation that Caleb Williams, and I quote, multiple people said this, the best situation a young quarterback has ever gone into. And then Caleb got sacked 68 times, and they try to blame everybody, everything except for Caleb Williams. We seen his own O-lineman after he gets sacked walk past his ass, bro. Didn't even offer to pick him up. We seen DJ Moore, who doesn't say anything. As soon as the play started, he was already checked out. He didn't even want to run his route because he just knew Caleb was back there doing some bullshit, bro. Like, hey, we seen it. We seen it all. We seen the highs. We seen the lows. We seen the absolute bottom. And then you had the situation where the stuff with the book came out, right? And shout out to Caleb. You feel me? He had the conversation. He addressed it head on. He didn't lie. He said, yes, we had those conversations. I'm not going to lie. And he owned it. It was still a stupid thing to do because it doesn't serve you and it only aims to hurt you if you're not amazing this year. But it shows who he is. It shows his football character. However, like I said before, there cannot be any more excuses. Like, I don't want this to turn into another Trevor Lawrence situation because the pre-Trav hype is going to excuse away all of your personal faults. And we're going to incorrectly place blame on others because instead of accepting that this person might not be as good as we imagine them to be, we'd rather point the finger at everybody else. That's why so much people with the Bears on his own team were mad at him last year. Visibly frustrated, visibly annoyed. visibly done with him. Now, I don't know how he was in the locker room. I have no idea. But when your offensive line doesn't want to pick you up, dog, that says so much. As a rookie, like you're not a 10-year vet. Like you haven't been a nuisance for a decade. This is your rookie year and they don't want to pick you up. That's unheard of. That's unheard of, bro. So I don't know what to make of Caleb because on paper, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, that seems like a really good year, but nobody believes that. Like, how do you feel about the situation with Caleb, Rod?
Well, look, Herbie, I think when people look at Caleb Williams' situation overall, I think we can meet in the middle somewhere, right? You could look at the fact that
Right when Rob about to cook, man. Nasty work, man.
huh?
Nasty work. Now, I said right when you about to cook, that shit froze up, dog. Right when you was about to cook, dog. But
But look,
go on. You back.
I'm back, y'all. So look, when it comes to Caleb Williams' rookie season, right? I think two things can be true. He did have statistically a pretty solid rookie campaign when you look at the fact that he didn't have a lot of turnovers. He did put up some touchdowns. But on the other hand, Herbie, there is such a thing as watching the games and watching film. There is such a thing as seeing how the people around him kind of react to him, right? And you consider some of the, the report that came out this offseason that, the quote that he had with his dad and all that. I think it makes you wonder about exactly how much the locker room and the team that he has around him, how they really feel about him, right? And look, he's finally now in a situation and we said this last season, especially like me, the coaching situation was not ideal for him. Matt Eberflus might have been a great defensive coach, but he was not someone that you could entrust with developing a rookie quarterback clearly. So he has Ben Johnson now, someone who helped Jared Goff get out the muck, right? Jared Goff was considered a throwaway. He was supposed to be a rental quarterback, and he has ended up developing into what is a top 10 level quarterback, right? If you say
Yeah,
he's
for
less than
sure.
top 10 people, the Lions fans will kill you, right? But but when you look at what Ben Johnson brings to the table, what the Bears did in the draft in the offseason, and when you look at Caleb Williams' talent, Herbie, I think now we will see whether he's going to be a true Jedi Knight or whether he will just fall all the way to the dark side, right? Like he's going to be in prime position to prove everybody who doubts him that they're wrong just because he's in the best possible situation to succeed. Like you said, there are no more excuses, bro. Because before last season, people could talk about the coaching staff and they were right. The offensive line was bad. They were right. But the weapons were there, Herbie. And they added more, right? On top of Cole Kmet, you draft an awesome tight end in the draft who's specifically tailored to being a part of a passing attack, right? You have the receivers you have. You have the improvements to the offensive line. Caleb, at this time, is put up or shut up. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, Herbie, and this is a little bit of a separate conversation, but I have the over unders and the odds of
Yeah, for
all the
sure.
second year
Yeah, for
guys.
sure. Yeah, let's run through them
And
right now.
I'll go through them right now, Herbie. And I'll start with Caleb, Herbie, because he has the best MVP odds, right? The MVP odds for all these guys, Herbie. Caleb Williams is plus 3,300, which is obviously they're not expecting shit from him, but he has the best. When you look at Drake May plus 6,000 to win MVP, you look at Bo Nix plus 5,500, which is crazy to me. I don't know how Bo Nix has less odds than him. You have Michael Penix plus 7,000. You have Bryce Young plus 8,500. So he's the guy that everybody's looking to have the biggest leap. So whether he has that or not, we'll see. It remains to be seen. But I thought this exercise would be interesting, Herbie, because they have him at 3,350 yards and a half over under. And they have him at 22 and a half touchdowns over under, all these over unders are crazy to me. I feel like these guys should hit over on all of these. Maybe injury might stop them. But let me ask you, Herbie, for Caleb Williams, over under touchdowns, 22 and a half. How you feeling?
Over.
Bryce Young. Oh, I shouldn't even do Bryce Young. His over under is 16 and a half, bro. They tried this, man, dog.
Try my dog, man. Heisman winner, bro. Have some respect for my guy, man. Nasty work, man.
That's an easy over, bro. That's an easy over right there. Michael Penix, touchdowns, 19.5 over under.
Oh,
I think over, man. I think it's
I'm gonna
easy.
say over because he gonna throw them. Hospital balls are trying. It's either do or die. It's either do or die. Either you gonna die, he gonna try. So yeah, bro, I'm gonna say over.
Bo Nix, which this is crazy. Even if he regresses, Herbie, his over under is 24.5 over under.
Actually, I'll take the under just because 24. I know this is a new era, but 24 touchdowns is a lot, right? Like that is a lot. Like
that's fair.
So I'll take the under. I'll take the under to be on the safe side because you don't know how many times they're going to be on the goal line. They hand the ball off and this, that, and the third, bro. So I'll say under.
And then last but not least, Drake made touchdowns. His over-under is 19.5, bro. That's got to be
I'm smashed over. Smashed over. But the one that is funny is for going back to Caleb, the passing yards. He's a Bear quarterback, bro, which means that there is some type of pack, Chaludu, the devil, whatever.
They don't cross 4,000, Herbie.
They do not cross 4,000 yards. Take the under, guys. Take the under. You need to take the under. There is a deal with the devil that was set in place how many eons ago that said no Bears quarterback can pass for over 4,000 yards, bro. If a Bears quarterback does, that might be the end of civilization as we currently know it and understand it, bro. So I'll just bet the over because I want the world to survive, dog. But with that, man, any last things before we get up out of here, bro?
Listen, man. I am like now that we're doing these quarterback conversations, Herbie, it just makes me more antsy for the season to start. So
me too, bro. Like that's like I'm super excited for next season, man. I'm dying for it, bro. So speaking of what we got in the future, next week will we be doing QB crash outs, the greatest QB crash outs of all time, as well as the new tier that we're gonna debut, which is the glad my team is not paying you tier. There are going to be some surprises in that tier, guys. Like, if you are a fan of certain quarterbacks, prepare to be offended next week. We've already smoking on that Lions pack. They want our head, bro. Cardinals pack, they want our head. Chargers pack, they definitely want our head, bro. We got a lot of ops. Eagles fans, bro, our biggest op, bro. Chiefs fans, like we opt out, bro. So we smoking on hella packs, man. All season. I can't wait the next season. We gonna be smoking on. We putting so much fan bases and blunts, bro. I can't wait.
Smoking on the back.
All right, man. We will see y'all next week, man. Deuces. Same time, same day. Deuces. Sunday, 7:00, man. New time, guys.